Henshin Inspection presents Going Ultra! This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to Going Ultra. Visit mjmunoz.com/gu for notes and links. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment to help me grow. I'm talking about Ultraman Z, Episode 4, Robot 2 Activation Plan. It was originally aired July 11th, 2020. And the writer was Satoshi Suzuki. I don't know who the director was, because for some reason, the sources that I'm looking at are not saying who directed these episodes of Ultraman Z. I find that a little bit strange. Although, I might need to look over in the tab. Maybe it could have been Koichi Sakamoto, because I know he worked on the Ultra Fight Galaxy, not New Generation Heroes, although that could have been him. I'm talking about mainly the Absolute Conspiracy. So anyway, I'll have to double check that, and hopefully by the next episode I'll have director dialed in if it turns out that it's him. So anyway, I liked this episode a lot. I'm calling this analysis of it, or in this analysis of it, I came up with an idea of the episode, or a quote for it, which is unexpected things. And that's from Bako talking to Yuka, talking about how she can use, or he can use, anybody, we can use unexpected things in our lives and make them useful. Kind of, making lemonade out of lemons, and, making a little barbecue grill out of a heat panel from a kaiju, or a kaiju fighting machine that you were working on that didn't quite work out for whatever reasons. And anyway, there were a couple more unexpected things. One of them, this is big spoilers, I guess, going forward. I don't know the full context yet, but it feels like big spoilers. That the Commander Heavy, whatever his name is, who did the martial arts fight with Haruki in episode 2, I think it was, and bent down and told him, you got to use more than just your eyes. You rely on your other senses. Anyway, he turns out to be a more complex character than I first thought. So he was playing with this Rubik's Cube knockoff type thing throughout the, most of the episode when we saw him in the office or whatever. And at the end of the episode, he throws it away, or casts it aside, seemingly to me in frustration. And he's like, "Oh, I'm bored." Or he doesn't say I'm bored. He's like, "Oh, I need a new toy." That's what he says. I need a new toy. And he looks at Ultraman Z, and the footage of him fighting this kaiju here, whose name escapes me. Oh no, Telesdon. The footage of him fighting Telesdon is like Brave Buster or whatever it was called, and or Beta Buster, is that what he's called? Anyway, that's a funny name if it is. Anyway, he looks at the picture or the video rather, of the two of them fighting, and implying that his new toy will be Ultraman Z. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how a simple man, can take on an Ultra or can control it or whatever. But then again, we do have this guy running around who I think worked for Storage but could have worked for somebody else. And he's, the garbage collector man. And he's taking unexpected things, which is the detritus and the, body parts of kaiju, and using them for negative things, making monster metals somehow. He has some sort of knockoff copy Z-Trigger thing. And that I'm assuming is from the parasite thing that infected him, and that it probably had that from when the kaiju it was possessing before, the shark dude, like Space Shark such and such, had stolen the stuff from Zero. I think is that right, Zero? Anyway, a little complicated, but basically it looks like the Z technology was copied, and there's some sort of monster galaxy pocket dimension that's opened up, and there's a monster galaxy, basically it's the Chinese knockoff version of this, where they're able to take it and make bootleg driver and bootleg power metals, and those power metals can all do something different. So when Telesdon had been taken down by Yoko fighting with her Lord Z, Yoko was piloting the new monster fighter, which is called Windom, and which kind of looks like it's a chicken, or like it's like a beak. I think a chicken head, but it's a beak in its mouth, or as its mouth. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. But anyway, Windom and Ultraman end up feeding Telesdon, but then the garbage guy comes along. I gotta find a name for him, but I kind of like the garbage guy, or like the scavenger, like that kind of appeal to it, because it feels like very scrappy, very much like making use of the garbage. One man's trash is another man's treasure, that kind of thing. But anyway, he offers up a monster metal from some kaiju I don't know, that they have files on, and Ultra fans will know, and it gets a frill like a Diablosaurus kind of. That's what it always makes me think of. And it goes on to Telesdon, and it kind of powers up Telesdon, and it's got new life, and then Yuko has to go ahead and fight a little harder, and she shows a lot of grit and determination in helping Z to defeat this rebirth kaiju or whatever. And then the medal goes to, somehow Z gets it and it disappears. But then, gosh, I thought there was something in the end about how the scavenger had gotten it back, but maybe there wasn't something about that. But anyway, like, it's just, I really love that they tied all of this to unexpected things. And one of the unexpected things too was that Yuka, I find it very strange, Yoko and Yuka, anyway, that she had part of one of the kaiju that they defeated, his horn, in the fridge for safekeeping. I guess she collects kaiju body parts, which is a fun quirk, to research, of course. That's all she wants them for. Anyway, and it ended up heating up the Haruki's pudding. And anyway, she used that and leveraged that in order to power up the battery assembly, or whatever, the powering up of it's not Tori something. That's Bird though. Of Windom. Anyway, so then she ended up using that. So that was pretty cool. I like how they made this theme of like the unexpected things, the consequences or whatever. And it's true in the overarching story of this parasite inside of the scavenger, and how he's using stuff, and then Heavy's an unexpected thing with this seemingly villainous turn, but I don't know, we'll have to see where it actually goes. But I find that all super cool, super interesting. And this episode was a lot of fun. I mean, the kaiju was breathing fire. It was a faster kaiju than they expected, so it was like chasing them, and that was a lot of fun too. And Sevenger's fight was cool. He got to use a rocket punch on the kaiju, and that was super neat. Bako, the old maintenance guy, who works, he's like the maintenance chief or whatever, him working with Yuka to get not Sevenger but Windom powered up. That was a fun scene. I liked all the guys in their like protective goggles and like welding hoods and stuff because of the brightness that was going to be put off by this thing. It was a lot of fun. Sevenger looks cool. Sevenger. Windom looks cool. I like how he's got like the jets all over his body so he can move more like an Ultra. That was a lot of fun. And at the end he shoots out a bunch of rockets, which I noticed in the Ultra Fight Galaxy thing that I watched last, Absolute Conspiracy, that some of the kaiju, like a few of them have like the same kind of repeating rockets that shoot off of like their back or sides or whatever, and then go towards the enemy, and they're kind of reusing that, which is fine. It's kind of fun. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm looking forward to the next one. This was a lot of fun. It was really enjoyable, and I liked the theme of it. And there was a little moral. It wasn't pushing anything, but it's just like, hey, you can make the best out of a bad situation. You can always kind of, if you're creative enough, you can turn anything to your benefit, which is pretty fun to think about. So that's all I have to say for now. Go ahead and check out mgmonews.com/GU for the rest of my Going Ultra, my coverage of Ultraman Z and other Ultra stuff. And I covered SSSS.Gridman, as well as the Netflix Ultraman Season 1. And Gridman's airing right now on Toonami, so you might want to check out my reviews. They're relevant again, and maybe I'll share them around too, because like I said, they're relevant again. So anyway, until next time, folks, take care. I leave you with peace and blessings, and I want you to remember that you don't need to shout Henshin to be a hero.